So first of all, stop looking. You can get a diagnosis if you want, but when you get immersed in the medical system, you get immersed in that belief system, and it's a roulette game, often Russian roulette. Do you understand? So assign significance to yourself as the creator and act as if your body is simply following your commands and it wants your attention. And through this process, it's getting your attention because it's saying, this area needs checking out. If it is your sexual organs, then obviously there's issues around your sexuality. If it is your heart, again, there's issues around love and time and closing down the heart. If it is right here in the gut, obviously it is the feeling center, the power center being very wounded. And then you have the feelings first, and then you might take on the activity that then would change the cholesterol, change the weight, change the biochemistry within the endocrine system. The endocrine system follows what you are. We said last night that you accumulate karmic things in childhood. This is where your karma comes back to you. And then, let's say, you tend to, in general, humanity does not take care of their body. And the things our vehicle has been sharing with you, rest, plenty of water, slowing down, forgiving yourself, forgiving other people, not making things into a bigger deal. Your emotions are the source of your physical problems. It always starts in the emotional body. It may be carried over from one lifetime to another. There's always significance. Many people have had success with having regression therapy, past life journeys. They find that they have sores and problems in the body. They go back to a lifetime. They see where they died, that someone did something violent to them, or they died when they were afraid and a certain body part had carried the trauma. If you don't know what you are doing when you die, and you die with fear or body disease, and you feel, you're freaking out, more than likely you will manifest that again until you figure out the purpose of it. Diabetes says on some level, hey, life can be sweet. Stop thinking that because you had a betrayal or a bitter experience that you have to have bitterness your whole life. You see, people can act all fine and beautiful, but it's what you feel inside about things. And then so many people hide it from themselves. And then they discover how they feel. They can then heal. So does that help you, John Paul, to understand that your attitude, acting as if the body's discomfort, the malfunction, the pain has a purpose. The purpose is for you to discover the story behind it. And then to tell your story, write your story, acknowledge your story, and find in your own creativity and your own compassion some way to resolve the story, some way to end the wound, some way to bring the fairy tale to, and they walked off happily ever after into the sunset. Not, we will have revenge throughout the lines of time. Do you follow this?
Yes.
So, and the easiest forgiving is to forgive yourself for being a jerk. To forgive yourself for being ignorant, for holding bitterness. And it's not that you have to be buddy-buddy with people that you believe have done these things to you. Just forgive, neutralize, let go, move on, and make room for something good to come in your life. It starts by loving your body and treating your body in a loving way. Funky sex will create all kinds of problems in the physical body. Cheapness, stinginess really shuts the body down. Fear shuts the body down. Envy, jealousy. You get the point?
Yes.
Good. Higher consciousness has stability, has calmness, it has respect, has compassion, generosity. And that generosity allows sometimes all the people of the world to be as foolish as they want. Because you understand,
Yes.
they are on a learning curve. But you do not have to be that foolish yourself. And gratitude. Gratitude, 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 gratitude is very essential to your well-being.
Mm-hmm.
And offer gratitude for your body, for being smart, and say, dear body, I have been a fool. My little P has been sending these signals, and you've been sending me these signals, and we have not been on the same page. I want a physical healing, mental, emotional, spiritual. I now want a new life. I will stop the negative programming, the negative beliefs. I will let this be in rest. I will find the richness of my story. I will give it purpose. But I want to live a good life. And so I will let the energy move through me rather than hold on and be stingy and block it off in my own little wounds and avenues of fear. Sometimes people like to be sick. It is a way they receive love. It is a way they receive attention. They don't know how to get it any other way. And children will mimic families. Often you will get in a family that is fragmented or disoriented, a child or a pet will take on all of the illness so that the family has some opportunity to move to love, some opportunity to move away from TV perhaps and into something meaningful. You with us? Mm-hmm. We are covering all of your wounds as we look around the room, or issues various, jumping from here to there and everywhere. All right, John Paul?
Yes, thank you.
Good. Questions?
Peace?
Yes.
This is Janet Lee.
Janet Lee.
One of the things that I've recognized, and this has got something to do with the energy coming in for me, is that what I've noticed is I've really been watching my body, and I am getting older. I'm older than Barbara. And what I notice is there's days that I have so much energy and I feel so good that I'm not tired. I can't. I say to myself, gee, I've done all this stuff and I'm not tired at all, There are other days, of course, that I need more rest, and so I say, oh my gosh, I need rest, but I'm watching my body. The other thing I noticed is that the new energy coming in is my reflexes are much quicker. I mean, I go to drop something and I've caught it before it ever, and I haven't even thought about it. I mean, it's my reflexes are much better, I notice, and I think this has something to do with the changes in our bodies.
And your expectations. Many people expect to deteriorate, and they expect that age is deterioration. Some of you in this room will be able, through things that will be discovered, through your own new attitude about your life, your body will age, but it does not have to deteriorate to the degree where you are senile and dysfunctional and have to be filled with disease. But you must love it and take care of it. And you must integrate your story. And again, there will be, in the next few years, discoveries that will help people have more energy. But you can do it yourself with proper supplementation and things that come from simple things from the Living Library. But stop thinking that you are getting worse every year. Mm-hmm. And think to yourself, hey, what if I'm getting better every year? Now, the body does age. There is wear and tear. Everything that you have, even if you take excellent care of it, it wears out after a while, doesn't it? Without death, you would miss out in a tremendous process. The nature of living here is that eventually the life form dies. And in larger terms, if we said to you that each of you into eternity are going to be who you are now forever, the spirit would find it a little bit boring. The spirit is frisky. It is curious. It likes the idea that it can dip into these different realities, try on, so to speak, these different suits, and gather experience. In larger terms, your lives do not live. In larger terms, all time is simultaneous, and lives that you have lived 1,000 years ago are just as alive as you are now. They are not in the past. Past, present, future has evolved as a fact in your terms because of the way you have narrowed your perceptions of existence. In actuality, you are simultaneous. Your lives end, but you can go back into them, change them, and enrich them. This will become more evident over time.